All right, back for another beer review, and today I'm going to be reviewing a beer from the Firestone Walker Brewing Company, and they're out of Paso Robles, California, and this is their Mind Haze IPA. So this is a New England style IPA that comes in at 6.2% alcohol by volume, 40 IBUs, and at the time of review, this can is just over 1 month old. So Firestone Walker jumping into the haze game? Yeah, sign me up. So when it comes to Firestone Walker, mini rant here, they usually cannot get their IPAs relatively fresh into the Western New York market. I don't think I've seen any of their IPAs fresher than like 5 to 6 weeks old. This one just being over a month old is one of the fresher ones, and this just showed up this past weekend. I don't know when I'm going to post this review, but let's just say that it's crazy that Firestone Walker can't get their IPAs into the Western New York market fresher than 1 month old or just over 1 month old. I don't know why, but it's always been that way. Anyway, when it comes to Firestone Walker, I'm all about the proprietors, Vintage Series, Sukaba, Parabola, Sticky Monkey, the Anniversary Blends, the whole nine. You guys know the series. It's fantastic. Although I haven't reviewed any of those on the channel, I reviewed their Merlin Nitro, and now this one. It's like, where are the proprietors vintage reviews? They're coming at some point this year. I'll get to some of them. So I just want to give this one a go because New England style IPA, Firestone Walker, it's going to be interesting to see what they have up their sleeves. So in the kettle, they're using Cashmere and Mandarina, Bavaria hops, and then dry hopping, they're using El Dorado, Idaho 7, Azacca, Mosaic, and Cashmere again. So sounds pretty delicious. Cashmere is a relatively new hop. It gives like coconut vibes to it. So I'm going to be curious to see how this one goes. They're using it in the kettle. They're using it in dry hopping. Anyway, let's give it a pour. And as you guys may have noticed, I have hashtag proper glassware, but I also have hashtag proper shirt, proper apparel. I don't know. I'm fanboying out with the Firestone Walker. Not really. It's not going to influence me at all. Because to be honest with you, when it comes to Firestone Walker, like I said, proprietors vintage is where it's at. A lot of their regular offerings just, you know, aren't crazy. I've loved Double Jack. I really like Union Jack. Easy Jack, one of my favorite session IPAs, if there's such a thing. Anyway, this pours out this really vibrant, like yellow, slight orange color, but mostly yellow. I don't know how it's gonna come off on camera, but very vibrant. About 1.5 fingers of a fluffy but soapy looking bright white head. Kind of plays the role, I would say, of a New England style. It's not super murky and turbid, but it's good enough. Anyway, let's get a nose. Ooh, big blast of citrus in this one. Tangelo. Yeah, Tangelo. It's funny. Who was it that didn't believe me? It was Jesse over at Bumpy Road Brewery. He mentioned Tangelo. Tangelos exist, just to be 100% clear. Tangelos exist. It's a tangerine and a grapefruit. And it's one of the juiciest fruits you'll ever try. If you've never tried Tangelo, do it. It's worth it. Anyway, Tangelo in here. Grapefruit, tangerine, orange. A little bit of pineapple and like stone fruit vibes. Mango, peach, apricot. There's a little bit of like a herbaceousness to this one, slight dankness as well. It has, now as I keep on smelling it, it's becoming more sweet as the aromatics kind of open up. And it's kind of giving me like candied fruit vibe, like peach gummy rings, but almost Skittle-esque. There was one other beer I did on the channel. It wasn't a Grim beer, it was Tears of Green from Captain Lawrence that gave me that like Skittles candy kind of sweetness on the nose. And in the taste, actually, as well. I don't know about this one because I haven't tasted it. But yeah, lots of candied sweetness to this one. Tons of fruity vibes. A little bit of herbaceousness and dankness. Not much of a malt bill to speak of. Yeah, it just smells like a sweeter New England style IPA. Let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. That's really... It's been out of the fridge for like a 45 minutes to an hour. It's good, but it's so subtle and subdued from the nose. Wow, that's crazy. So this will make Paul over at PA Brew News happy. Maybe Eric Gilbert will comment about how everything's thin, but 6.2%. This is actually thin, believe it or not. I don't even know how it's possible. This is drinking like a 4.5%, 5% beer. This is very akin to like Easy Jack in as far as just straight up body goes. Mouthfeel though, very soft, very smooth. They kind of, I want to say they hit the nail on the head with the mouthfeel to a New England style. But yeah, it's soft and smooth like it should be. It's not super creamy or luscious or pillowy or whatever. There's definitely carbonation here, but it's definitely soft. But the flavors on the palate are just so subtle. Like definitely more of the citrus vibe. Orange, Tangelo for the most part. little bit of peach apricot, but there isn't a substantial sweetness. Like the nose just screamed candied sweetness, and then getting the taste, and it's just like, nah, it's just, everything's fine. There is a decent malt base here, a nice crackery malt base to it. I think they said they're using oats and torrefied wheat, which is helping out with that mouthfeel. Finishes semi-dry, but a little bit sweeter. It doesn't finish to the, it's like slightly bitter, but for the most, as you guys can see, I'm crushing this. I'm gonna have to pour the rest in probably. This is honestly drinking like a session IPA at 6.2%. So you can look at this one of two ways. Either that's welcoming to you because it's like 6.2%, but it goes down like a 4.5%, 5% beer, or you're disappointed because at 6.2% you want more of an impact of flavors. This is subtle and there's not a ton going on here, but I like the body and mouthfeel, and it's just super easy to drink. So I think they've done a solid job here, but I was hoping for more of an intense, bold, dare I say bombastic, Paul, profile to the taste. Like I wanted that nose to carry over. If you're gonna be crazy, even if it's crazy candied sweetness, that's what I want. It's just so subdued and subtle and pulled back that it's good, but it's nothing amazing. That said, I'm enjoying it. You know, it's good. If you get Firestone Walker in your market and this shows up, grab it to see what you think of their take on a New England style IPA. So Mind Haze IPA from Firestone Walker, 3.75 out of 5. It's a good solid beer, but when it comes to the nose and then you compare it to the actual taste, it did not carry over in the least. And I was hoping for a lot more from this one. It kind of fell short. At the same time, I want to say I paid like less than like $2.53 for this can. So, you know, probably a 6-pack's running in the $12 to $14 range. And that's good value, 6.2%. You can pick up a 6-pack, not break the bank, and feel good about yourself. But like I said, the body, the mouthfeel, the overall flavor profile drinks like a 4.5%, 5% session IPA or even a pale ale. So anyway, that was Mind Haze IPA from Firestone Walker, 3.75 out of 5. If you've had this one, let me know. And I appreciate you guys stopping by for another beer review. Until the next one, cheers.